We welcome you to Minute Maid Park on a Sunday afternoon. The Houston Astros continue this 10-game homestand. They will wrap up a series against the Los Angeles Angels. Astros so far are 5-1 on this homestand. And they'll have Framber Valdez on the mound today for the Houston Astros, making his first appearance in a while at the big league level. He'll go against the Angels and Albert Pujols. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Astros start the day tied for the best record in the American League. Blummer, it'll be nice to go into an off day with a sweep.
Absolutely. These guys deserve that off day. It's been a tough stretch, but no better way to go into that off day with that win today. That would be great.
One of the reasons they have been playing well lately has been Jose Altuve. Our No Player Does More presented by HEB. Nobody's done better than Altuve since the All-Star break.
Yeah, he's been absolutely incredible. And this is a guy that really needed to step it up, not just for us, for the fans, but for himself too. Maybe a little bit of lack of confidence early on, but he has really stepped it up. And it may have had a little bit to do with the health. He is back on those legs, like Bagwell said last night. He is starting to drive the ball better. We're starting to see him go to the opposite field with some more power. He's one more home run away from his season high in his career. So good things happening for Altuve. And don't forget about the speed, too.
He's going to be in that leadoff spot today with George Springer getting the day off as the Astros go for a victory against the Angels and try and close out this series with a sweep. When we come back, Julian Morales on Alex Bregman hitting home runs at a rate he never has before. Sunday afternoon baseball. Astros wrapping up this series against the Angels with a guy just called up for this start.
Yeah, making the start for the Houston Astros tonight is Framber Valdez, the left-hander. You can see the numbers on that slab right there. This will be his 21st appearance in the Major Leagues this season. 6-start overall. Against the Angels, he is 2-2. He's pitched in 4 games. 2 of them have been starts. His ERA is 3.15, and he's held him to a 181 average. If he's in the zone, it's going to be a good afternoon for the Astros.
Framber will face the following lineup for Brad Ausmus and the Los Angeles Angels. David Fletcher has been problematic against the Astros this year. He will lead things off. Mike Trout will bat second in center field. Showtime, Shohei Ohtani, the DH. Justin Upton in his 32nd birthday, celebrating it today with the J-Up uniform. Albert Pujols will bat in the 5 spot and play first base. Simbo will play shortstop after the day off last night. Andrelton Simmons hit 6. Brian Goodwin gets his first start in right field. Kevin Smith, third different starting catcher for the Angels in this series. And Luis Rengifo will play second base and bat 9th. Defensively for the Astros, presented by Xfinity, Jake Marisnick will patrol center field today. George Springer with a day off. Michael Brantley will be in left field. Josh Reddick will be in right. Abraham Toro didn't get a nickname, wasn't expected to be here on Players Weekend. But Abreg will be next to him at short. La Pina at first base. And Jose Altuve had an excellent defensive day yesterday over at second base. Martin Maldonado will catch Framber Valdez for the 4th time in his career. Astros starting the day 8.5 games ahead of the Oakland A's. They picked up a game on Oakland last night when the A's lost to the San Francisco Giants while the Astros were defeating the Angels. We're underway on a Sunday with a called strike to David Fletcher. See what Fletcher has done his last half dozen games. He's even better than that in his last 12, batting .396. It's been a thorn in the side of Astros pitching this year, batting .348 against Houston. A little bit low for a ball, 2-1. Framber pitched very well against the Angels last year. This year, his last Major League appearance was against the Angels. Didn't go as well as the primary pitcher after the opener out in Anaheim. And as Blummer said early, command of the strike zone really is the big deal for this guy. The lefty, when he's in the zone, can be very effective.
Well, and to your point, talking about that last time he did face the Angels, came in and pitched 4 innings in relief, gave up 7 runs, only 4 of them earned, but he had 4 walks in that ball game. He's used to pitching with traffic, but A.J. Hinch and Brent Strom would like to see him cut down on that traffic.
And right away, the first batter of the game draws a walk as Fletcher reaches. After the first pitch was a strike, Framber missed with the next 4. Here you see the best records in the American League. Just 1 week ago, the Astros trailed the Yankees by 4.5 games. The Astros have won 6 out of 7, while the Yankees have lost 5 out of 6. And in the process, the Astros and Yankees currently share the best mark in the American League. Ball hit hard, backhanded nicely by Bregman. They get the force at second. What a play by the Astros shortstop Bregman to record an out on that play.
Absolutely right, TK. They have done a good job with Mike Trout here. He hits the ball hard, but that shift is on and puts Alex in a position to be able to get to that ball. He gave Altuve a strong throw, who tried to make that quick exchange, but Trout, hustling down the line, beats it out. But a pretty valiant effort early on to make sure that first out at second.
Yeah, quite a difference. It's first and second, nobody out, with Framber kind of struggling early. Instead, they get the out on the force out, and now Shohei Ohtani bats. Kind of fitting that Bregman robs Trout of a hit, because Bregman's trying to catch Trout in both OPS and in WAR. He's second in the American League in both categories to the guy who he took a hit away from. Ohtani takes one low for a ball. It's 2-0. And first 8 pitches tonight from Framber Valdez, 6 have been out of the zone.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough start right now for Framber. Maybe some of the nerves setting in. You never know. But 7 balls and 2 strikes and 9 pitches. It's a tough ratio.
And a 4-pitch walk. So 2 walks in this inning. AJ knows he's dealing with less than a full bullpen today. So he may have Strami go out early and talk to his left-hander, which he will. This is not the start that the Astros envisioned. And it's been something we've seen through his brief career with Framber, is that command with the zone can be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, but it's been miraculous, some of the games we've seen him pitch in. You know, being at Players Weekend, and this will be the last time you see these uniforms this season, because that Players Weekend will be over and we'll get back to the normal unis. But on the back of his, you could have put Houdini. Because early on, like you're saying, TK, there was traffic, but he was able to get out of it. The defense would make great plays behind him. But again, it's just a matter of command, because we've seen the left arm is great. Velocity's great. There's good movement on the pitches. Nothing really seems to stay straight. It's just a matter of staying in the zone and being able to attack hitters from ahead in the count.
And he realizes he's going to get another start after this. AJ has said he's going to get the start in Toronto, and then after that we'll see where we are. But so he knows he's going to get 2 starts, but he also knows he needs to make an impression, and you don't do that by walking 2 guys of the first 3. And fortunately, the sharp hit ball by Mike Trout turned into an out. Well, here is J-Up, Justin Upton, on his 32nd birthday, batting with runners on first and second. Ground ball to third. Toro to second for 1, and Framber throws 3 strikes in the inning, and he lives up to the nickname.
Houdini made it happen.
Framber walks 2 and still has a shot into the leadoff spot for the 7th time this year. Michael Brantley, red hot, bats second. Alex Bregman in the shortstop position, bats third. Yordan Alvarez will bat cleanup. Yuli Gurriel batting 5th. Abraham Toro gets the start, batting 6th. Josh Reddick, Martin Maldonado, Jake Marisnick round out your Astros lineup.
Right-hander Jaime Barria is on the mound for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. You can see 13 games this season. 8 of them have been starts. That ERA inflated at 6.35. He does have limited exposure to the Houston Astros, starting 4 games against them. And he's got a 2.57 ERA, and he has not given up a home run to an Astro yet.
It is pouring outside of Minute Maid Park. Hopefully fans got here on time for the first pitch, because if you're a little late,
oh yeah, you're going to wear it.
You are wearing it today.
And it's just raining cats outside. No cats and dogs, because the dogs are inside.
Julia's favorite day of the year.
It's a great day. She's already had some good photos up on Twitter and Instagram. Some aggressive outfits on canines out there.
Jose Altuve backs off on the pitch inside. It's 1-1. Astros winning the first 2 games of this series. Angels are 1-5 on this road trip going through the Lone Star State. They lost 3 out of 4 in Arlington against the Rangers and lost the first 2 here. Astros scoring 5 runs both games, winning 5-4 and 5-2. Altuve having a good homestand, batting .421. Has that average sitting at .303. And he ropes a base hit past Simmons into left center field. He's thinking 2. Trout cuts it off, and Jose with a stand-up double to start this game for the Astros.
It would be awfully nice for the Astros to jump out with an early lead, give Framber Valdez some wiggle room. And Altuve getting it started. The slider from Barria is rifled back up the middle and ends up being a double as hard as Altuve hit this thing. What a great job of staying on it.
Now Barria will face Michael Brantley. Just 1 game shy of the Astros' longest hitting streak of the year. Yuli Gurriel had an 18-gamer earlier this season, and Brantley right now with a 17-game hitting streak. Downs one out of play. Brantley batting .457 during the 17-game hitting streak. That has seen him not only take the lead in the American League for the batting race, he's also the best hitter in all of baseball with the highest batting average in either league. And this month he's also pacing the way at .418. Takes one in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-1. Barria really features a lot of sliders, and especially lately to lefties. He's been throwing that slider more than all the other pitches combined.
Must be comfortable with it, because that's one of the pitches that, coming back to a left-handed hitter, you've got to be pretty good. We also know that Astro right-handed pitchers like throwing their slider as far as Cole and Verlander are concerned, but they have that power slider down and in that can really back foot some guys and get the swing and miss.
Misses outside with a fastball. Mark Wegner, the crew chief, is behind the plate today, calling balls and strikes. Usually you'll see same arm on same side, righty on righty, lefty on lefty, with more sliders. But all right, Barria for some reason has gone heavy sliders against lefties lately. Does get almost 3/4 of his strikeouts on the slider.
Velocity's not going to be overwhelming. That fastball averaging 92 miles an hour.
And he just misses the edge. Kevin Smith held it there for a beat. 3-1.
Well, he's already all over Mark Wegner about some of these pitches off the corners. He was complaining about that third pitch, now complaining about that second pitch. I mean, the fourth pitch, I apologize, but that backdoor slider, that may be what he's trying to do, is get to that outside corner.
And this is a baseball basics day about baseball lingo, so we'll teach you along the way about backdoor slider, front door slider. You can join in on Twitter if you have any questions about baseball lingo, but in that last case, as Plummer was describing, going for the backdoor slider against the lefty, he was trying to drop in the slider on the outside corner or the back door against the left-hand hitter.
No, you're exactly right, but we're going to talk a little bit about the long ball with Alex Bregman's home run spray chart presented by Community Bank of Texas. We can also call these tanks. So only 3 tanks to the opposite field over here, but a lot of them to the pull side. Alex Bregman has that nice line drive stroke, able to hit the gaps and go to the pull side. Also the reason why he's pulling a lot of these pitches, watch where he stands on the plate. He is a guy who really gets on that inside corner. His hands are basically hanging over that inside part.
Bregman bats with Altuve on second with a double. Brantley on first with a walk. Alex with his career best 32nd home run last night. 3-run home run gave the Astros a 5-0 lead, and they would score no further, but that's all they would need in a 5-2 victory. Maria, like Valdez, in the top of the inning. A little battle with his command early as Bregman fouls one away. It's 1-1. Jaime Barria from Panama City, Panama, has really a pretty wide discrepancy between his home and road splits this year.
I'm glad you double-checked that for me because I was writing it down earlier and I couldn't believe it was that bad. Coming into this game, a 9 ERA on the road.
This ball hit well to center field, sending Trout back. Altuve is going to tag up as Trout makes the play in front of the wall. Brantley's also going to tag, and Michael Brantley, good aggressive base running, gets into scoring position with 1 out as he beats the throw from Trout.
Bregman hitting it to the deepest part of this ballpark here at Minute Maid Park, unfortunately, because there was plenty of life in that ball to get out, except to center field. Got a fastball center cut, drove it to center field. Not going to get much out of it other than a couple of high fives for moving both runners up.
So now on our baseball lingo, baseball basics day, a couple of ducks on the pond for Yordan Alvarez.
Attaboy, I like it.
Ducks on the pond referring to either bases loaded or at least 2 in scoring position. And Alvarez has driven in 57 runs in 58 games, and he's got 2 in scoring position here with 1 out. This is low, and it's 2-0. See the bat for Players Weekend for Yordan, honoring his native Cuba with the flag colors. Brandon all over it on our Twitter feed as fans follow along with our baseball lingo today. The other way, that'll score a run. Yordan grounds out to the third baseman Fletcher, but crossing in to score the first run of the game is Jose Altuve. Yordan with his 58th run batted in of the season.
Yordan wanted more, but he'll take the RBI. Got a little quick on that slider that never seemed to get there and hits it off the end of the bat. That was probably the last thing that David Fletcher was expecting was a ground ball from Yordan. Or as we might start to call him, a monstro. The monster.
Ooh,
that's what Jeff Bagwell called him yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Yordan almost had himself an RBI last night, hit a double to the wall, but David Fletcher did a good job of trading base runners earlier in that inning when he let a pop-up drop, and Altuve wasn't on the bases. Had Altuve been on there, it may have been an RBI for Yordan last night as Yuli takes a ball down and away. Yuli 3 for 6 in his career against Barria with 3 doubles. Yuli has 34 doubles overall in the season. Miles one back, it's 1-1. Get Out of Play is presented by Toyota, and Yuli has a hit in the last 14 games against the Los Angeles Angels, all 11 this year, is batting .419 with 13 runs batted in against Los Angeles this season. Yuli has feasted on Angels pitching going all the way back to the end of last year. Down and in, it's 2-1.
Good idea to go back inside right there after that swing that you just saw in Yuli on that fastball away. It looked like he was ready for that one away. Try and back him up or stand him up, keep him off the outside corner.
JV will not pitch today. Joe Smith might. So one pitcher wears the white hat, the other wears the black hat. Yuli pops one up, foul territory. Fletcher and Simmons. Fletcher near the stands, and what a catch.
Wow.
David Fletcher hangs with it. Kind of falls over the corner of the stands and makes the play. Astros score one. Goes Sunday. Talk high velocity fastballs sound like in the dugout.
You can say cheese, you can say fuzz, you can say noise. All those describe a velocity. Wade likes to call it fuzzy wuzzy, although I wouldn't call that a classic term.
Yeah, I would not associate anything Garrett Cole throws as fuzzy wuzzy.
No, because it's not warm and cuddly at all.
We'll hear
agonizingly fast through the zone.
We will hear from Wade Miley a little later on, and he'll kind of describe some of his terms as well. Get into why he likes to call it fuzzy wuzzy. Here's Albert Pujols on El Grande, the Astros entertainment side of things. Likes to have the Angels in a headshot with what they would look like as a cat. Speaking of fuzzy wuzzy.
Yeah, nothing like getting filtered. I would know.
Julia pulls that on you all the time.
Oh, man, yeah. I get ambushed all the time and get filtered.
Dog day here at Minute Maid Park, and the Angels headshots. All cats today. 2-1 to count. To La Máquina. Albert Pujols, La Machine. There's a fastball for a strike. Framber Valdez had a very unusual first inning. He threw 11 pitches. He walked 2, and he got through the inning.
It was very similar to an appearance we saw recently last night from Colin McHugh.
Yes.
Saw him get through an inning pretty quick. And he had 2 walks in it, but we're going to bring you the shift presented by Geico. Astros shift the most, Angels shift the least. We don't need to explain shift in baseball lingo because we've heard it a ton.
Swing and a miss. Fromberg gets Albert Pujols swinging for the first out of the second inning. First strikeout for Valdez.
That was the curveball. And that's what you want Fromber to get to, is that very good curveball. He starts it in and snaps it down under the swing of Albert Pujols. That's a pretty good professional baseball hitter right there that he got to swing and miss. But it's a matter of getting ahead in the count for Framber Valdez.
And this is an Angels team that will not leave the zone very often. As Simmons drills one deep to left field, and Simmons has his second career hit against Valdez. Both are home runs as he hits a line drive laser into the Crawford boxes to make it a 1-1 game.
And you may have heard me say ambush before. And that means swinging at that first pitch and crushing it. And that's what Andrelton Simmons did. We talked about how good that breaking ball is. He tried to get one over early and it got hammered.
Simmons is his 6th home run of the year.
Matches from Supermo shows you head down, barrel on it, line drive out of here.
So the game tied at 1. Here is Brian Goodwin starting for the first time in this series. That one will hit Goodwin on the first fastball. So after the home run, Goodwin hit by a pitch. He's a 1-out base runner.
'93 tailing up and in, nowhere near the target that Maldonado was putting up.
Third time Valdez has hit a batter this season, and now he'll face Kevin Smith. We mentioned Simmons has 6 home runs on the year. 3 of them are against the Astros of the 6. And all of his home runs since April have been against Astros pitching, including his last 2 against Fromber. Fromber in his last outing against the Angels, and then again today. One and 1 the count. Smith just activated from the IL last night. We saw Anthony Bemboom start the first game Friday behind the plate for the Angels. He was optioned out when Smith was activated. Max Stassi, the former Astro, started last night behind the plate. And now Smith, ground ball towards Bregman. Bregman Altuve 1, and he makes the throw to first for the double play. 2 innings, 2 double plays for the Astros defensively, and it's a 1-1 game. Brunch on the midfield and then pitch in the Astros bullpen. To check out the full menu to get your tickets, visit astros.com/brunch. Bottom half of the second inning, all tied up at 1. Astros scoring in the first inning on an RBI ground out by Yordan Alvarez, and then Andrelton Simmons tying the game up on a line drive home run. Here's Abraham Toro. Toro playing in his 4th game with the Astros since being called up from AAA Round Rock. So far 2 for 12. He's had more at bats as a right-hand hitter than a left-hand hitter. 1 for 5 as a lefty, 1 for 7 as a righty. He's got a 1-1 count here against Berea. Check swing in and out of the Angels dugout. Both teams will have an off day tomorrow. The Astros, their first off day after playing 17 games in 17 days. And the Angels will head back home and begin a homestand on Tuesday. The Astros will welcome in Tampa Bay here for a 3-game series beginning Tuesday. Toro goes down swinging. The first strikeout for Berea, 1 away here in the second. Part of our baseball basics, teaching you the lingo of the game. Around the horn is a double play where the ball is hit to the third baseman. Then they go around the horn, second to first. We have seen the Astros turn a couple of double plays today. One by Justin Upton was around the horn.
Twin killing. But the around the horn, go from base to base to base, so the third baseman to the second baseman to the first baseman.
If you like double plays, this could be the game for you.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities, huh?
The Astros came in as the major league leader and hitting into 120 double plays on the season. But they have been surpassed by the team that was second. The Angels now have hit into 121 double plays with 2 in the first 2 innings.
StatCast AI powered by AWS shows a spray chart on Josh Reddick. Last 100 balls put in play in less than 200 feet.
That one's popped up on the left side. Only one over there is Fletcher. And Fletch puts it away for the second out. The other time you can use around the horn is when they throw the ball around the horn after a strikeout.
Yep. That always works.
There was a game a couple days ago when the opposing team threw the ball around the horn after the third out.
Yeah, the Detroit Tigers. It was a strikeout. The catcher threw it to third, and they proceeded to throw it around the horn on the third out as the pitcher was walking off the field, which is pretty unique.
Daniel Norris was the only one that realized how many outs there were. The rest of his team was throwing the ball around the horn and staying out in the outfield. The defense was not locked in at that point.
That was very polite, TK.
Here's Martin Maldonado. He is 2 for 5 in limited at-bats against Jaime Barria. Oh, that last shot was the Jeff Bagwell nightmare that he was talking about yesterday, where he felt like there were more infielders than there should be late in his career.
Yeah, it was a nightmare scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys playing on the left side of the field. That's the ultimate shift. Yeah, from that angle, you can't tell.
Where am I supposed to hit the ball?
It's like standing on the tee box and seeing nothing but water on the left side. Don't hit it there.
No.
You hit it right into it.
Yeah.
Is that the umpire or the second baseman? Moving over there on the right.
I believe that would be the second baseman.
Okay. Whew.
Upstairs to Maldonado. It's 2-2. Barria pitched against the Rangers earlier on this trip. Game 2 of that doubleheader. Here's a line drive caught by Fletcher, and that'll do it for the Astros in the second. A 1-2-3 second. We're still tied at 1.
Yeah, sounds like a Wade Miley term.
Wade Miley has his own lingo, but to ask him his baseball lingo was so much fun. I love the Fuzzy Wuzzy story, but before that, Brad Peacock was sitting right next to him. You just had to get these guys warmed up. It took them a second because it is their language in a way, And so once we started throwing out some terms, he was great. And Peacock had mentioned 99 miles per hour, and I looked at him and I said, for Wade threw 99? And Wade said, no, I can't even drive 99. I've never even driven that fast. He's a lot of fun, but yeah, he's got some good ones. I think we have more coming.
Yeah, he was entertaining again last night, saying he set him up in that bases loaded situation to get to Mike Trout.
Worked out perfectly.
Here is Luis Rengifo to lead off the third inning. Yeah, Wade is a piece of work, a lot of fun to be around. Framber Valdez has not exactly gone through the first couple of innings the way you would expect. He has thrown 24 pitches in this game and only 9 are strikes. But he has recorded 6 outs. He's walked a couple. He's hit a batter. And he continues to live up to Plummer's nickname, which is probably what he should have worn of Houdini.
Yeah, we need to. 6 outs on 9 strikes. So we need to develop a new stat, maybe out to strike ratio for Framber.
All right.
Here we go.
Pitch walk, just where he wants them.
Time now for our Chevy Stroh poll. You can go to @ATT Sportsnet SW and vote who today is must-see batting practice. Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Aaron Judge, or Mike Trout. Make sure you go to @ATT Sportsnet SW and vote on our Chevy Stroh poll.
I know who's going to win.
Yeah, I'd say that there's a reason this is being voted on right now, and it's Yordan yesterday. It was just a different sound off the bat. Talking to Javier Bracamani, he knew it was crushed, but he had no idea it was going to have that kind of hang time to get up to the scoreboard. And apparently there's cables in the back that light those portions of the board up. He just straight knocked him out of socket. They had to go back up there and plug it back in.
That is a long way from home plate.
Right by that Perry home sign. Yesterday they had the
emoji up there when Jordan was hitting.
That was funny.
Well, 5 out of the zone to start this inning. Last time Strami had a meeting at the mound, it turned into a double play, and there's a strike. 1-1 to Fletcher. But Jordan, as most people know, other than the nickname Stropole, has won every Stropole he's been in. And this one's probably a slam dunk. It's just a matter of what percentage he's going to boat race the rest of those contenders. Used to be a scout, Huey Alexander, who used to scout for the Phillies and the Cubs through his lifetime, probably over 50 years of scouting. And when he had a sure thing, he would always say, like if Mike Schmidt, for example, coming up through the minor leagues and he knew he was going to be a star at the major leagues, like, if Mike Schmidt is not a star in the major leagues, there ain't a cow in Texas. That was his little saying. So if Jordan doesn't win today's pool, there ain't a cow in Texas.
That's a good one.
In the Stropole, he is going to. He is must-see TV and must-see BP.
Well, and he and several other Astros are called prospects before they get here and show up on the big leagues. The other ones are called suspects.
Nice. 1-2 the count to David Fletcher. Ground ball right side past the diving Yuli Gurriel in the right field. Angels have their first 2 runners on here in the 3rd inning, and David Fletcher continues to get on base against the Astros.
Yeah, he's just a good old-fashioned nuisance. But he knows that right side of the infield has been open for him, and he's letting this one travel on that pitch away and just barely sneaks it past Yuli, who tried to lay out and get that baseball and keep Fletcher off the base paths. You can also call that a finder because it found a hole through the infield. As opposed to the foul ball into the dugout, which is another kind of finder.
Here's Mike Trout. Robbed of a hit his first time up on a fine play by Alex Bregman. Trout 6 for 32 on the season against the Astros. 3 of those 6 hits have been home runs. And that's a breaking ball that hits Trout, so the bases will be loaded. And Framber Valdez will have to perform another Houdini act because the bases are loaded with nobody out, facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Angels.
Yeah, this might end up trying to be the greatest escape ever. The ball bounced and then hit Mike. He didn't know where to go. And that is a hit by pitch, even though it lands out in front of home plate.
So Strami will need another strong visit here.
Yeah, AJ's asking a lot of them. You know, with that ball hitting Mike in the shin. It's one I love.
Yep.
The shin burger.
It's kind of your own term, right?
Yeah, how do you want that cooked? You know, is it medium well?
Well, the Angels will be flying out after this game. That's never good for those.
This is the worst. There you go, shin burger. When you take a ball off the shin.
That one wasn't with cheese.
Yeah, fortunately. Just a little bit of a glancing blow, so maybe that one's done rare. Not overcooked.
We have bullpen action going for the Astros in the 3rd inning. Colin McHugh is beginning to warm up. A walk, a single, and a hit batter. And Framber will face Shohei Ohtani, who walked his first time up. Two hit batters in this game for Framber, also 3 walks. And he's fallen behind Ohtani 2-0 with the bases loaded.
Yeah, the issue for A.J. Hinch is knowing when to evacuate and get Fromber out of there, because you don't want this game to spiral out of control.
Pop up, is it playable? Toro gives it a look, and it's just behind the Angels dugout.
You want to minimize the damage, or the possible damage, with the bases loaded, nobody out, Fromber up there.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you compare his minor league to major league numbers. He does not have the same command issues at the minor league level, at least not this year. He's hit 4 batters at the major league level and walked 26 coming into today. And now Ohtani fouls one at the plate. Only 17 walks at the minor league level and almost the same number of innings.
Oh boy. Guys in the truck are having fun with that one. Reminds me of a former Lakers GM.
Called third strike. He had Ohtani back it off the plate, and that broke over for a big strikeout for Houdini.
He needed it. Just enough to snap that back over the inside corner, and Ohtani cannot believe it.
He doesn't like the call there, but when he goes back and looks at it, he'll be surprised to see where that pitch ended up.
Yeah, that'll be a tough realization, because it did come back and catch a lot of the plate.
Now Justin Upton, who grounded into a double play his last time up, and takes a fastball for a strike. Throughout Fromber's 11 major league starts, 5 this year and 5 last year prior to today, he has been a guy that will go right to the edge of that volcano. And he can somehow figure a way out of this one. That would be as impressive as any of his acts the first 10 starts of his career. It's 0-2 on Upton. Swing and a miss. He gets Upton. Fromber Valdez, with the bases loaded and nobody out, has struck out Shohei Ohtani and Justin Upton.
Well, he's got the handcuffs off. Now it's just a matter of getting out of the box and getting to the surface, because he is grinding through this. But the ability to get the swing and miss is what's saving Fromber Valdez right now.
Now he'll face the guy who's 3rd in the history of the game in RBIs.
And not to mention what he's done against the Astros in his career.
I don't think Fromber knows that, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, stay right there.
Swing and a foul tip. Well, if Major League Baseball ever adopts the extra inning rule where they're going to put a runner in scoring position to start the inning, Fromber might be the most valuable pitcher out there.
I like how you set that up. That was beautiful.
Because
it's true.
He goes to work once he gets in trouble. Going in the dirt, smothered nicely by Maldonado. It's 1-1.
Yeah, maybe next time he comes out, he just comes out and says, put the first guy on. Don't even throw the 4 pitches. I just need somebody on base to get me focused.
And he's actually working with the windup here with the bases loaded. Little tapper in front of the plate. Fromber will take his time, throw to first, and he gets through the inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Gets the 3, 4, 5 hitters. We're still tied at 1. Nick will lead off in the 3rd inning. It'll be Jake and then the top of the order. Jake's had a good year against the Angels, 7 for 14 and around the bunt, and takes a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Not a bad idea with Jake's speed, and now David Fletcher a little closer at third base. And Jake pops it in the air, shallow left, so shallow that the infielders will have a play on it. And it's Simmons who calls off Fletcher for the first out of the 3rd. How about Jefferson painting the black as a baseball term?
It's a good one, staying on the edges of the plate, not getting over the fat part of the plate, which is the white part. Because you can't, I don't know if you can see it at home, but the home plate actually will have a black edge around every home plate in every Major League park.
Here's Jose Altuve, doubled and scored a run his first time up. Altuve scoring the 28th run this month. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Altuve up to 73 runs scored on the year. He's got a chance to set the Astros record for runs scored in the month of August. Our buddy in the booth last night, Jeff Bagwell, set the mark at 31. Altuve with 28. Joe Morgan and Craig Biggio scored 29 in the month of August in their career. Off day tomorrow, but the Astros will still have 3 more games against Tampa Bay, and then the first 2 against Toronto will be in the month of August on the road. Altuve down to the count 1-2.
Big swing like Jose Altuve just took. Say he's trying to swing out of his shoes. Hey.
That one up and in. Sometimes people call chin music, but we have.
That was a little more of a top hat.
But our Hall of Famer who stops in the booth every once in a while, Nolan Ryan, used to call it a bow tie.
One of the best. Love that term.
Just tries to get the hitter off the plate a little bit, but with Altuve, that never seems to work.
And it kind of goes with, you know, when I say stand him up, you don't want to get him leaning over the outside edge, and Nolan probably felt the same way. Maybe he took too good of a swing. So buzz the tower, chin music, but I love the bow tie. Trying to throw that fastball just underneath the chin, stand him up a little bit, get him off that outside corner, make him uncomfortable. Bow ties are uncomfortable.
Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. We mentioned he gets 3/4 of his strikeouts with the slider. 2 strikeouts today for Barria.
Join us Saturday, September 7th, as the Astros take on the Seattle Mariners. All fans receive a Justin Verlander bobblehead presented by Chevron. And be sure to get here early for Boot, Scoot, and Barbecue Street Fest presented by Pluckers. For more information or to get your tickets for the game, visit Astros.com/promotions.
Here's Michael Brantley, who walked his first time up. Barria has now retired the last 8 batters since the walk to Brantley. Longtime major leaguer and Michael Brantley's father, Mickey Brantley, used to call his son Michael Champ when he was a kid, so that's what Michael's going with for the Players Weekend nickname.
The way he's going, he's going to have to put batting in front of it.
That one misses outside. It's 3-0. Well, Barria, who has only walked 1, Brantley the first time up, behind Brantley this time, 3-0. Upstairs, ball 4. Brantley draws his second walk of the game. It'll be a 2-out base runner for Alex Bregman, who flied out to deep center his first time up.
The Scouting Report is presented by your Greater Houston Honda dealers. Kind of an interesting hot-cold zone for Alex Bregman. We've seen him be very good on that inside corner. That's where he pretty much hit his last 2 home runs here at Minute Maid Park. Really covering the edges and away from the plate. And it might be a little more speaking to where they pitch him. They try and bust him in and then throw the sliders away, off speed away. But not too many pitches in that center portion of the plate where Alex has an opportunity to drive. He's actually hitting some tough pitcher pitches on the inside recently.
533 number on the inner part of the plate. It's almost like he begs you to challenge him in there with as much as he crowds home plate. Barria stays away and picks up a strike. It's 1-1. 47 pitches in for Barria. He has not exactly been a model of consistency with the strike zone. He has more pitches out of the zone than strikes called so far. You don't hear gopher ball much anymore. Leslie's right.
Home run, right? Gopher ball?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You give up one.
You got to go far to get it.
I'm sure Bregman's got his own lexicon of baseball terms.
I bet you he's creating it every day as he goes.
Astros are close to closing in on a number of wins that would guarantee them a better home record than a road record. We know that's going to happen this year, but they've almost clinched that. They're up to 48 home wins on the season. The most they can win on the road if they run the table the last 14 would be 50. Been quite a turnaround. The last couple of years they've been a better road team than home team, but this year by far getting the job done better at home here at Minute Maid Park. Now Alex with a count of 3-2, and that's one of the secrets for Bregman's success. He falls behind and he will not swing at a pitcher's pitch. He leads the majors in fewest pitches chased out of the zone. Brantley on the move, and he chops a foul.
That's why Michael was off with that 3-1 pitch, because he knows the guy at the plate's going to be pretty disciplined, and if he has a pitch to hit, he's going to get the bat to it. Also 3-2, 2 outs. It's a go time.
Barria is a guy that will not reach triple digits in his pitch count. Highest pitch total of the year at the big league level was a couple of starts ago when he threw 99 against the Red Sox at Fenway. That one's popped up. Fletcher, the third baseman in foul territory, now drifts towards the line and puts it away for the final out of the inning. Still tied at 1.
Out for the season with someone that was being talked about for the AL Rookie of the Year award. So tough blow for the Rays. TK?
Yeah, it is. It was a tough blow for them. They will have Eric Sogard play a lot of second base. Joey Wendell, see them on Tuesday for a 3-game series. Andrelton Simmons goes by Simba for Players Weekend, leads off the 4th against Framber Valdez. As Framber somehow, some way in Framber fashion, loaded the bases in the last inning, then got the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
Pure magic.
It is both exciting and excruciating to watch at the same time. Simmons having a little fun time at the plate with Martin Maldonado and the home plate umpire Mark Wegner.
Ex-teammates.
Yeah.
Martin Maldonado of the Los Angeles Angels of the San Gabriel Valley, Southern California.
I mentioned Simmons with 6 home runs this year. His last 2 have come in the last 2 outings at the big league level for Framber Valdez, July 15th and then today in his first at bat. Tied the game up at 1, and now Framber has missed to make it a 3-1 count. I wonder what the record is for visits by a pitching coach in a game. Strami could end up making all 5. There's only 3 mound visits remaining, and Strami's been out there for the first 2.
He's got his money's worth out of him, that's for sure.
His
visit ERA is 0 right now.
He got a double play after the first visit, and then worked through a bases loaded, no out situation after the second visit. Brilliant.
It would be a lot of fun to have Strami do an interview with the white hat on and ask him about it.
I was thinking it would be fun to have Strami monitored with a blood pressure gauge when Framber starts, because it can't be steady the whole game.
Probably asking the bat boy to go get him that other bottle of Maalox.
That's a ball foul out of play. Framber has thrown 51 pitches, and with those last 2 foul balls, there's now more strikes than balls to his count. 26-25.
Pretty good achievement.
Framber Valdez, when he last pitched against the Angels, came out of the bullpen after the opener was used. Astros used back-to-back openers in that series against the Angels coming off the All-Star break. They played in Texas prior to that series against the Angels. AJ had only used the opener once prior to those 2 games in Anaheim. On the ground, Toro is there. And Abraham's throw, and time to get Simmons. 1 away here in the 4th. A little battle there between Framber and Simmons, won by the Astros pitcher. So we were mentioning front door, back door slider. The back door slider for a lefty would be trying to get the ball to break over the outside part of the plate, for a right-hand hitter rather, for a left-hand pitcher trying to get the ball to break over the outside part of the plate into the back door for a strike. And now if Framber would throw a breaking ball front door to Goodwin, he would start it at the batter and try and break it over the plate like he did with Shohei Ohtani.
You are correct. Yeah, the Shohei Ohtani was definitely a very good example of the front door.
But we also use glove side, arm side.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one that we use quite a bit. And it's a lot of pitchers use that term also. But the arm side, depending on the pitcher, so Framber being a left-handed pitcher, arm side is going to be to that inside corner. And his glove is on the right-hand side, so the glove side is going to be the outside corner. At least if there's a left-handed batter up there.
Swing and a miss. Framber all of a sudden rolling along, has retired the last 5 and has picked up 3 strikeouts in that mix, has 4 overall.
That was a great break on that curveball. When he's going right, that snap is a little more straight down than across the plate. And that's what the hitters have issues with, is that bottom dropping out of it. So if you see a changeup or a curveball much like that where it breaks straight down, that's also the term, bottom dropping out of it.
Here's Kevin Smith, who hit into a double play his first time up. Angels have had at least 2 runners on in every inning. Martin thought that was a strike. Instead, it's 2-0. Martin Maldonado, in the 3 games he has caught Framber Valdez going back to last season, has done well with Framber. He has a 1.12 ERA, and that battery combination. Here's a ground ball right side. Altuve moves to his left. And Fromber has a 1-2-3 inning for the first time today. We're tied at 1 heading to the bottom half of the 4th.
Albert Pujols hitting through those first 58. Jordan, more home runs, more RBIs, slugging percentage up, and that OPS above what Albert brought to the table. But pretty impressive to be able to be compared to a future Hall of Famer.
And that was the year Albert Pujols not only won the Rookie of the Year, he was unanimous Rookie of the Year in the National League, and he finished 4th in the MVP voting. One of the great rookie seasons in baseball history Jordan's being compared to. Julia?
They had a chance to talk, too, while the Astros were in Anaheim. So this was earlier in Jordan's young career, but Albert giving him some great advice. A guy that, like you said, had a great rookie year, but came up not knowing a lot of English at the time, trying to figure out how to be a big leaguer and then perform well, and then to live up to the expectation and continue to do that. And so he told Jordan, just be yourself, keep it simple, stay humble. All of these things, when you're hearing them from a guy like Albert Pujols, will stick with you, and they surely have with Jordan.
I thought Jordan was pretty amusing when you guys interviewed him last night after the game.
He was funny, right?
When he talked about how the guys don't believe he's 22.
No, he had some jokes for the media afterwards. No, I asked him before the game just about hitting the scoreboard, and didn't have a whole lot to say about it, but afterwards he said, yeah, my teammates always joke about me. They don't think I'm 22, and after that home run, they really don't think that I'm 22 years old now.
He's unbelievable. Gotta love that he's showing some of the personality. Got a 3-1 count here, which is dangerous for Jaime Barria. And he misses upstairs. A leadoff walk for the Astros in this 1-1 game in the bottom of the 4th.
Oh boy.
I think Julia was a judge for the dog costume show before the game. Is that correct?
Yeah, that dog you're looking at right now, Seamus, he won the Team Spirit Award in the dog costume contest today. I had the honor of judging that. It was a blast.
Congrats.
Ball the other way towards the corner and off the wall. Yuli just missing a home run. Now he's got to hustle to get into second. He'll be out at second base. Great play out there by Goodwin to get the ball back in quickly. So Yuli thrown out, trying to stretch a single into a double. On the play, Jordan moves to third.
It was a great play by Goodwin. Yuli hitting it hard the other way. He hit a home run the other day going to the opposite field. This one on a line doesn't get out of the ballpark, and Goodwin over there quickly to play it on a hop and give a strong throw to second base.
Man, he got rid of that ball in a hurry.
On a line and well spotted.
So now the infield comes in with one out, and Abraham Toro a chance to drive in his first major league run. Has a runner on third base and one out. Toro and Jordan were not teammates earlier this year. Abraham started at Double-A. Corpus Christi moved up to Triple-A Round Rock after Jordan had already been a big leaguer for a while. Now Toro down in the count 0-2. Abraham struck out his first time up. He's one of 2 strikeouts for Barria today. That one in the dirt. Smith keeps it close. It's 1-2. Toro was tearing it up at AAA before his call up. He was a Double-A All-Star and hitting .424 in 16 games for Round Rock, where the Astros called him up earlier in the week. Toro selected on Thursday, made his big league debut in that final game against the Tigers, and now playing all 3 games against the Angels.
Let's go. Call that a human rain delay.
After the game last night, Toro had his family come down on the field. We've seen his mom throughout this series, Jamila. She has been fun to watch. All the ups and downs of a big league debut with her son. 2-2 the count. Toro would just take a fly ball to the outfield. Try and give the Astros the lead once again. Said he grounds one to second. That'll keep the runner at third. Rengifo makes the play. And Toro grounds out for the second out. So 2 outs. It'll be up to Josh Reddick. Josh looking for his first career hit against Jaime Barria. He's 0 for 7 with a pop-up his first time up. Barria matched up with Framber Valdez last year at Minute Maid Park, August 31st. Valdez only allowed 1 run, and Barria didn't allow any runs. The Angels would win that game 3-0. Neither pitcher went very deep in that game, and with pitch counts rising for Barria, may see a similar situation today. Reddick fouls one away. It's 1-2. Alvarez walked to start the inning. Yuli singled off the wall in right, but was thrown out at second base. And Toro grounded out with the infield in, and now it's up to Reddick down on the count 1-2. Angels were able to pretty much eliminate the bottom third of the order in last night's game. 7, 8, 9 went 0 for 12 in that game. Astros had all their production from the top 6 in the lineup.
Deuces are wild. 2-2 count, 2 outs, number 22 at the plate.
Like it.
Like to see some 2-out lightning right here from Josh Reddick drive in this run.
There's a line drive base hit into center field. 22 does come through with an RBI 2-out hit. That's a big one for Josh and the Astros. Somebody jokingly saying, get the baseball for Reddick. It's a 2. I think that was Garrett Cole. It's 2-1 on the RBI by Josh.
Whatever it takes. Great job of staying on that slider, punching it back up the middle, and you could see Josh's eyes watch that ball the entire way to center field. Because when you're struggling, what you want to see is right there. When that ball hits the outfield grass and the relief of knowing you actually got that base hit.
And you know better than anybody, having been in a dugout and clubhouse, when a guy's struggling, it's good to see the team have fun with him.
Yes.
For a Garrett Cole to say, hey, save that baseball. It's been a while.
Well, you get a good indication. True personalities come out when you're struggling. And to see the guys messing with him and saying that, like you're saying, kind of joshing with him, pardon the pun, get the ball, it gives you an idea of how the relationship is and that they do actually like Josh and they are cheering for him and they understand the struggles he's been going through. and how much that hit means to him and the ball club right now because it drove in a run.
That has to feel great for Reddick. There is Garrett right on the top rail of the dugout. Big hit. 0-1 the count to Martin Maldonado, who's now down to the count 0-2. A lot of Altuve fans watching from left center field. Swing and a miss. Perea comes back to strike out Maldonado. Shouts into his glove after the final out. He was frustrated to give up that go-ahead RBI single. It's 2-1 Astros.
Yeah, cement mixer. Most of the sliders that I throw that kind of just spin like that.
You know, this one when somebody swings at a fastball and they're late, people scream Louisiana. I'm like, Louisiana what? Louisiana by you. Because the fastball was by you. No, I swear. That's it. They say it all the time. I swear. I swear. No, it's real. Ask Reddick knows about it.
I think a little self-deprecating humor there. How many cement mixers from Brad Peacock were that sliders on?
Yeah. He throws some pretty good pitches, but that's one that we use a lot. I use a lot. That cement mixer is just a spinning slider that stays out of the zone. Usually gets hit pretty hard. But the Bayou one is, you know, if you did blow your fastball by a guy, it was, you know, you'd say Blue Bayou, or you'd scream Linda Ronstadt at him for the song that Linda Ronstadt sang. That might be going too far back.
No, that's relevant.
To people who played 8-tracks.
On a day when Mr. Irrelevant has the go-ahead RBI. That is relevant. Here is FIFO, Luis Rengifo, who hit a long home run in last night's game. Today he is batting for the second time, walked his first time up. I think the late Tug McGraw used that Linda Ronstadt for Blue Bayou, and then he said his fastball was more Peggy Lee. Is that all there is? There's a swing and a miss. All of a sudden, Framber Valdez, who went from walking a tightrope over a volcano the first 3 innings, is in cruise control. Retired the last 7.
That's a good one. The Yacker curveball breaking down out of the zone for the swing and miss. That's the thing, though. If he can get ahead and set these guys up and get to that breaking ball that he doesn't have to throw in the strike zone, it's usually pretty good.
Oh, we have seen the two sides of Framber Valdez in this one start. We've seen the guy that has struggled with command hit 2 batters, walk 3 of the first 11 batters he faced today. And now he has gone through the last 7 and retired them all. I literally love Julie Morales. She signed that shirt.
Colton. That's Colton. He grew out of one, so they bought him a bigger size.
That's great.
Season ticket holder.
Julia's favorite day of the year.
Love it.
I thought it was Princess Day.
That too.
Second favorite.
Yeah.
Dogs.
She does love Dog Day.
Man, Dog Day's the best. They had a Dog Day parade. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. We weren't as close to the action as you were.
And then the dog costume contest. And now they've got people set up out there like some local animal rescues, which is really cool. They even have some dogs you can adopt if you come to the ball game.
Cool.
Go home with a souvenir.
How about that? Go watch the Astros come home with a new puppy.
Yeah, I hope my family's here, and I hope they don't see that. No offense to the dogs. We've got plenty of action at home right now. We don't need to add into the mix, but some great causes out there. Some beautiful dogs, too.
Yeah, there were some great costumes that Julie had to judge from. I don't know how you pick the winners.
It was tough. Josh Reddick loves this day, too. He's got 5 of them at home.
I saw a Josh Reddick costume on one of the dogs.
Did you see
Celebration
that?
dog.
Oh, that was good.
Goggles and the Speedo.
That's all you need.
The American flag Speedo.
Just let that sink in, folks.
2-2 the count to David Fletcher. 1 out. And Fletcher goes down swinging. Maldonado chasing him down the line, and Fletcher's going to beat him, so he has to make the throw. And there's 2 away.
2005, the Astros, led by Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell, took Houston to the first ever World Series when they won the National League title. Relive the historic run on September 9th as all fans in attendance will receive a 2005 National League Champions Bagwell replica ring presented by Gallery Furniture. For more information, visit astros.com/promotions.
Robert just misses the bottom of the zone to Mike Trout. Trout was the last base runner for the Angels when he was hit by a pitch to load the bases in the 3rd inning. It was at that point where Fromber struck out Shohei Ohtani, struck out Justin Upton, and got Albert Pujols on a little tapper in front of the plate to end the inning. Now he's 2-0 on Trout. Trout retired the first time up on a nice play by Bregman. That's a good curveball for a strike. 2-1. Fromber facing the Angels for the 5th time in his career. And he's now 2-2 on Mike Trout.
Didn't get the chase. That was a good pitch. Better job of laying off it by Mike Trout.
Near the bottom of the zone, couldn't get Trout to pull the trigger on that one, and he draws a walk.
Incredible take. That might have had an opportunity to catch the bottom part of the zone, but breaking down out of it, unfortunately.
101st walk of the season for Mike Trout. Leads the American League in that category. Here's Shohei Ohtani, who walked and struck out. Trout reaching base, snaps the string of 8 straight retired by Valdez. And he starts out Ohtani with a breaking ball down low for ball 1. Valdez, like his opponent today, Barria, is not going to be a guy who throws 100 pitches more than likely. AJ has never allowed him go more than 85 pitches in any outing this season. 76 right now, and he gets a swing and a miss from Ohtani. It's 1-1. On the ground, Altuve is there. Ohtani retired, and Valdez threw 5, halfway home with the Astros leading 2-1. Series hero Charlie.
Or on this weekend, he's more affectionately known for that curveball that he named Uncle Charlie.
2 of the top 3 candidates in the American League for the Cy Young, Garrett Cole being the 3rd. And those 2 guys will go head-to-head to start that series on Tuesday. Here is Jake Marisnick taking a called strike. Charlie will be making his 30th start of the year, or 29th start of the year. He's approaching his 30th start of the year, which was the most he had ever thrown in a season with the Astros last year. He's also approaching his highest innings total of his career. As Barria starts off Jake Marisnick with a 1-1 count. Now Jake, a little tapper right side with Jake's speed. This is going to have to be a nice play, and it is. A little shovel pass from Albert Pujols to Berea covering. There's one away.
For a second there, I thought Jake was going to have a shot with his speed. But some pretty good fundamentals right there.
Oh, 1 out. Back to the top of the order for Jose Altuve. Altuve batting leadoff for the 7th time this year. George Springer with a game off. Altuve has doubled, scored a run, and also struck out. Tampa Bay is losing today in Baltimore 8-3. They're in danger of losing that weekend series to the Orioles, who beat them last night.
7-1 last night.
Tampa Bay, Cleveland, and Oakland right now in a 3-team chase for the final 2 wild card spots. Cleveland still feels like they have a realistic shot at the AL Central. Oakland chasing the Astros and Tampa Bay chasing the Yankees. Probably look at the wild card as their most realistic opportunity. Astros starting the day leading by 8.5, and the Yankees, with the loss in LA yesterday, still leading in the East by 8 games over Tampa Bay. And still back there, defending world champion Boston Red Sox. But lately it's been pretty much those 3 teams for the last 2 spots. Altuve sends a fly ball to right field. Brian Goodwin is back. Makes the play for the 2nd out. Altuve now 1 for 3. 2 outs in the 5th. Well, Berea has not given Michael Brantley much to hit in this game. He has thrown him 9 pitches. 8 of them have been out of the zone. He has walked Brantley twice, who was trying to extend a 17-game hitting streak. Michael has, along with Yuli Gurriel, the best numbers against the Angels this season. Brantley coming in batting .447 against Los Angeles as he takes one outside for a ball, 1-1. Foul.
Uncle Mike was waiting for that pitch. Just got a little bit too quick. Trying to be patient, but still not going to panic with 2 strikes on him.
Little chopper towards short in the shift. Simmons, the shortstop, makes the play. And a 1-2-3 inning for Berea. 2nd time he's accomplished that today. It's 2 good baseball terms there on this baseball lingo. Sunday afternoon baseball basics show here on AT&T Sportsnet. Garrett Cole, thanks for the contributions. Garrett will pitch that 2nd game of the 3-game set against Tampa Bay on Wednesday. It'll be the first series the Astros have Verlander, Cole, and Greinke lined up for one team.
There you go.
And that's probably going to be the way they line up come October.
I wonder how long AJ Hinch had that like loaded in the announcements and waiting to fire it out to everybody. Hey, I got my rotation set. You guys want to see it?
My guess is he probably sent that out to Kevin Cash first.
Yeah.
Just knowing how they like to go back and forth.
Yeah, they've got a good relationship. You're right.
And then he sent it out to everybody else. So Kevin, hate to ruin your day, but here's who you'll face when you come to town.
Yeah, how's that road trip going? Here's who you're going to face. Gosh. Get a little bit closer to the zone. You have a tendency to maybe benefit from some of those calls. Got one right there.
He's retired 9 of the last 10 and has 5 of his 6 strikeouts during that stretch. Of the first 11 batters today, Fromber allowed 2 hits, 2 hit batters, and 3 walks. 7 of the 11 reached. But 2 double plays helped him out, and now he has 7 strikeouts as he gets Upton for the second time. 1 away in the 6th inning. Boogie on down to Minute Maid Park on Saturday, September 7th for Boot Scootin' Barbecue, presented by Pluckers. This country-themed street fest is from 3 to 6 o'clock for all ticketed fans. Astros Cowboy Hat ticket add-ons are available for just $20. For more information or to get your tickets, visit astros.com/bbq. Albert Pujols takes one inside for a ball. Framber Valdez has his career high in strikeouts against the Angels back on September 23rd when he struck out 9 Angels in a game here in 6 innings of work coming out of the bullpen. He's up to 7 strikeouts today. That's just one off of his season high when he struck out 8 Toronto Blue Jays on June the 15th. Slowly hit towards third. Toro is there on a couple of hops. Makes the play across. Pujols now 0 for 3. And there's 2 away in the 6th inning. Looks like AJ is going to let Fromber go past the mid-80s point of his pitch count, and there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. 2 outs, bases cleared for Andrelton Simmons, who has accounted for the only run for the Angels with a line drive home run his first time up. Of the Valdez 17 outs today, 7 are strikeouts. The other 10 are all on groundouts.
Might explain why he's able to get out of some of those traffic type situations with a lot of runners on. We saw it early on, using the double play ball to get out of some of those situations he's pitched himself into.
For a guy who had bullpen action going in the 3rd inning, AJ would love to see him get through 6 here with the lead. Just misses outside, 3-1. Now the bullpen starts to stir again as Fromber about to make his 90th pitch of this game. And it's outside for ball 4. That is the 5th walk issued by Fromber Valdez. He's also hit 2 batters. Simmons is a 2-out base runner.
You could really feel that he didn't want to get anywhere near Simmons. He wanted to try and stay on the edges and get some soft contact, but Simmons wouldn't get off that outside edge.
Strami going to try to go 3 for 3 today. He's had 2 excellent mound visits so far.
Yeah, he's really downshifted, hadn't he? That was a nice leisurely stroll.
5 walks matches Fromber's career high. He walked 5 last year in a game against Seattle. Hector Rondon warming up for the Astros.
The great communicator, Brent Strom. I've already gotten you out of 2 jams. I'm out here to do it again. Just listen to me. We can do this. Martine, stay tuned. Stay with me. Now when we get done talking here, I'm going to go back to that dugout and you're going to get that ground ball. We're all going to come back and watch these guys hit.
Love Strami.
He's the best. And he truly wants the best for these pitchers, no matter who they are, up or down, aces of the staff or not. He is going through each pitch with these guys on the mound. Yeah, I told a story about the Cheese. The scout that drafted me back in 1994, his nickname was Cheese, and he was the pitching coach at the University of California, and he got the nickname Cheese because it would be similar situations to what we just saw Brent Strom going to the mound and having that conversation with the pitcher, and he would go out there and he'd just go, give him the cheese. Every time. Just throw the fastball, get the cheese in the zone, and you'll be all right. So that's where that term kind of stuck with him. You'd like to see a little bit of melted cheese if you watch Verlander or Cole pitch. They're throwing up their quesadillas and grilled cheese sandwiches.
1-1 the count to Goodwin. So you pretty much had an idea whenever you came to the mound what he was about to tell.
Oh yeah, and you'd go. I mean, you'd get in a rhythm with some of these guys, and you knew what they were going to say or how interesting it'd be. And you, as an infielder, you'd want to be on the mound just to kind of let Vulture in on the conversation and be like, oh, he said it, there you go. Or you try and beat the pitcher to the mound and go, hey, I bet you he tells you to throw you the cheese. And sure enough, he'd come out, he'd be like, bring the cheese. And you're like, oh, geez.
Well, Strami, AJ, all the fans here at Minute Maid Park, they want to see Fromber get through one more pitch here. He's 1-2 on Brian Goodwin. Love to see Fromber get through this 6th inning with the lead. Goodwin has been hit by a pitch and struck out his last time. Swing and a miss. Fromber Valdez ends his outing with his 8th strikeout of the year. That ties his season high. One off his career best set against the Angels last year's 2-1 Astros.
You and how about some power players? Alex Bregman getting onto this list with back-to-back 30-plus home run seasons. The leader is Jeff Bagwell with 9. Behind him, Lance Berkman, Glenn Davis, Moises Alou, and Jimmy Wynn. Some powerful hitters in franchise history for the Houston Astros.
Alex with 32 home runs this year after 31 last year. Sets a career best in back-to-back seasons as Bregman leads off. Alex just flied out to deep center and also popped up today. He has reached in 18 consecutive games. That's here to lead off the 6th inning in front of Yordan Alvarez and Yuli Gurriel. And Jaime Barria with a 2-0 count. Angels start the inning with bullpen action going. We said that Barria has never thrown 100 pitches in any start this year. Actually, double barrel action. The lefty Miguel Del Pozo and the righty Taylor Cole. As Barria sits at 86 pitches, and he's missed with the first 3 in this inning. And he's 3-0 on Bregman. Drops in a strike, 3-1. Barria's been heavy with the slider today. 41 out of his 87 pitches, or 42 now out of his 88 pitches. And he throws Bregman another slider and fouls it away. .31 fastballs, 43 sliders, the rest changeups. And he strikes out Bregman after getting behind 3-0. Comes back to get Bregman. Now 4 strikeouts for Barria. And there's one away in the 6th.
Time now to reveal the results of our Chevy Stroh poll. We asked you who today is must-see batting practice. Yeah, not shocked. I'm actually shocked he didn't get to 90%. But Yordan Alvarez, after that mammoth shot last night during BP off the scoreboard, El Grande. Yordan Alvarez is your winner, and you better get out. You never know when he's going to hit that big board again.
He'll have to face a new pitcher. Pitching change as Brad Ausmus will bring on the lefty to face Alvarez, Miguel Del Pozo, when we come back. Recent road trip on the Emmy Award-winning Astros Bases Loaded only on AT&T Sportsnet. Bases cleared. 1 out in the 6th inning, and Brad Ausmus brings on a new pitcher to face Yordan Alvarez. It's a lefty, Miguel Del Pozo.
Seen Del Pozo once already in this series. He is in here to take on Yordan. Only 3 games this season. 4 strikeouts, no walks.
We thought Berea threw a lot of sliders to lefties. As a righty, Del Pozo, lefty on lefty, will throw a lot of sliders to left-hand hitters. Although he starts off Yordan with a fastball and he fouls one away. 96 mile an hour on that fastball. It's a pretty lively left arm.
Yeah, that's a good one. The average is right around that 96 mile an hour velocity on his fastball. Has a changeup and a slider. Throws that changeup at 89 miles an hour.
Yordan knocked in the first run of the game on an RBI groundout. Little tapper in front of the plate. Smith bobbles but stays with it, and Yordan thrown out for the 2nd out of the inning. That might be the weakest hit baseball of Yordan's young career.
Ever.
2 away in the inning. That'll bring up Yuli. Yuli always has that right back pocket out.
You know what that means? That means his blinker is on. So if you're walking behind him, that means he's going to take a right turn. But that's what we've always called it as players. The guy, if he came out to the infield and brought me my glove like that, I'd be like, "Hey man, your right blinker's on," and he would know immediately what I was talking about and tuck it back in.
Most would tuck it back in.
Yes, but Yuli won't. And I have found out it is a superstition with him to have the right blinker on.
La Pina hit one off the wall his last time up, but was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. As Del Pozo misses down, it's 1-1. Jaime Berea gives Brad Ausmus 5 1/3 innings of 2-run baseball today. There's bullpen action going for the Astros, so Framber Valdez, who we assumed would be done after 6, it appears that will be the case. As Yuli sends one into center field, and Mike Trout is there. That'll do it for the Astros in the 6th inning. 2-1 Houston heads to the 7th. Presented by Auto.com. Dog Day at Minute Maid Park. Julian Morales' favorite day of the year. Got to judge a dog costume contest before the game.
So many pups. Love it. And well-dressed pups, too. A lot of homemade costumes. A lot of orbit antenna.
How about the train?
Oh, yeah, that was great. The Bobby Dynamite or Puppy Dynamite.
New pitcher for the Astros in the 7th inning. Framber Valdez goes 6 innings and turns it over to Hector Rondon.
Good night for Framber. Hector on now. 51st appearance of the season. 3.83 ERA.
Hector will face Kevin Smith, Luis Rengifo, back to the top of the order. This Astros 2-1 game. Framber Valdez matched his season high with 8 strikeouts. Also walked 5 batters while he was in there. That's a match of his career high. He hit 2 batters. Only 2 hits allowed by Framber, and none since the 3rd inning. Rondon facing Smith with a 1-1 count. Kevin Smith grounded out twice. Framber kept the ball on the ground well today. That ball in the air to right field on a line, and Josh Reddick catches it.
That ball may have caught him.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That ball got on him in a hurry.
And Framber had a good afternoon here at Minute Maid Park, being called up to get that start. It was a little rough early on trying to find that strike zone, but once he did, he was very aggressive. You can see that strikeout to walk ratio, not exactly impressive, but the magician, or Houdini as we like to call him in the booth, got through it, only allowing 1 earned run. And we are grateful he had a great outing too. 8 strikeouts, that curveball eventually becoming a very good pitch for him in order to get some of those outs, and he did not allow 1 fly ball out.
How about that? That play by Reddick was the first out recorded by an Astros outfielder. Well, Framber, in 5 now career appearances against the Angels, has been very good in 4 of them. The one earlier this year where he was used as the bulk guy coming in after the opener, he allowed 4 earned runs in 4 innings, 7 runs overall. But in his other 4 starts, or his other 4 appearances, 3 starts and 1 out of the bullpen, he's gone at least 5 innings in all of those and not allowed more than 1 run. And allowed 2, 3, and 1 hits in those 4 appearances. Now Hector Rondon ahead of Luis Rengifo, 0-2.
It was a pretty good fuzzy wuzzy right there at 98.
Yes.
And you thought he was a bear.
Another one upstairs. It's 1-2. Rondon faced 4 through 7 hitters on Friday night. Retired the last 3 he faced after a leadoff home run by Cole Calhoun, who has the day off today. Chopper over Rondon's head. He knew Bregman was there, so didn't try and field it, and Alex makes the play for out number 2. See how the Astros pieced together the final 3 innings, but Roberto Osuna, who pitched in 5 of 6 games, not available to A.J. Hinch yesterday, and not sure what he has in mind for Roberto today. There is an off day tomorrow. Here's David Fletcher. Valdez finally able to retire him last time up. He struck him out for his 6 strikeouts, 6 of 8 strikeouts. But Fletcher had reached in 5 of the previous 6 at-bats against the Astros, and he continues to get on base against Houston this season at a crazy clip. Mark Wegner is asking all the guys who have batted this inning to take the running mitts out of their back pockets. So,
why?
I don't know. He didn't do it the first 2 times up, and now all of a sudden it's bothering him, I guess. There's a strike called. 1-1. He did it to Rengifo and asked Fletcher to do the same. Maybe AJ asked him about it in between innings. Who knows?
Just in case you get a baseball thrown behind you, you hit that. It's a hit by pitch. I don't know.
AJ wants, Players Weekend to be this solid monochromatic look. He doesn't want anything detracting from it. I have no idea. Players or pitchers, as you see, black hats, black sleeves. They're the only ones that can go without the all-white look, so that you don't hide that baseball in your sleeves of your hat, I guess.
There's a lot of other things to worry about.
Overall, I'd say lukewarm results on this weekend's Player Weekend jerseys. 2 hopper to Abraham Toro. What an arm. Fires strong to first base to get David Fletcher, who fires his helmet down in frustration. Nice inning by Rondon. A 1-2-3, top half of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time here at Minute Maid Park, and we will send it to Bob Ford.
Here at Minute Maid Park, we kindly ask now that you please rise now and join us as we pause not only to honor our great nation, but to salute those who defend our freedom around the world each and every day. Please join Miss K.D. Smith for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the oceans, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Heel that Astro later.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, fans enjoying deep in the heart of Texas here for the 7th inning stretch. Miguel Del Pozo will face Abraham Toro to lead off the inning. Abraham Toro 0 for 2 today. First 2 at-bats coming as a left-hand hitter, now turning around to face the left-hand pitcher Del Pozo. Toro's actually had as many at-bats lefty and righty here in his first 14 ABs of his big league career. He is 1 for 7 as a lefty, 1 for 7 as a righty. Today he has struck out and grounded out. And takes one inside for a ball. It's 2-1. Toro starting at third base for all 3 games of this series, as well as the final game against the Tigers. Ledmus Diaz will be wrapping up a 2-game rehab for the Astros at AAA Round Rock later on tonight. If all goes well, we could see Diaz back active for that series against Tampa Bay on Tuesday when he's eligible to come off the IL. And at that point, you would think either Toro or Straw would be optioned back. The ball at the knees for a strike. And it counts 3-2. Bounces in there, and Abraham Toro draws a walk.
So hitting fungos, it's named after a bat. So there's a bat that coaches will use to hit ground balls. A.J. Hinch does it a lot before each game with the infielders. And the fungo is just a skinnier bat, easier to handle. You can manipulate fly ball or fungos depending on if you want to hit line drives. So it's a little bit lighter, and it's a fungo bat that's used for hitting ground balls. And it's interesting that the Angels are in town because they had a longtime coach who has passed away named Jimmy Reese. And he would take a fungo, it was a K100, he would take a fungo and he would cut half the barrel off. So it was flat on one end. And he would go out, and he was good enough that he could do fungos with the flat part of the bat.
Wow.
And hit fungos with it. And next time we have Nolan Ryan in the booth, make sure you, I think he used to hit fungos, PFPs, pitcher's fielding practice, to Nolan Ryan with that flat edged bat. Just all kinds of bat control.
That's crazy.
Yep. And I played long enough to have seen Jimmy with that fungo and do it.
And there are guys that become masters of hitting fungos.
It's very true. Yes, they get very good at it. I've heard stories about guys that have been so good they've been able to hit fungos for batting practice to hit hitters.
Wow.
They have enough contact and control to be able to just put it on a line into the strike zone.
Well, back in the day, there used to be fungos hit kind of as, or now you do drills before the batting practice, but there used to be a regular thing where after BP, defense would stay out and there'd be ground balls.
Yep.
Fly
Take
balls,
infield.
take infield.
Yeah.
And guys would hit fungos to the outfield too.
Yep.
And you would end it up with the outfielders coming in, and you'd work the infielders, and then the catcher was the last one, and they would try and hit a pop-up to a catcher, and certain guys could hit great pop-ups to catchers to end their round of fungo.
Yeah, it's a unique talent. Luckily, Josh gets out of the way of this one. Threw that one up by his hand. Ball tailing into him on a left-on-left situation. Yikes. Luckily, he got that bat. Another great story about the fungo, as long as we're on it. I completely forgot about this one. I've heard a story about Jose Cruz, jail, down in Winter Ball. I don't know if it was on a bet or if he was struggling a little bit. Wow.
Reddick in self-preservation mode gets the bunt down. Could have been hit by a couple of those pitches.
Yeah, pretty gutsy to get out there twice to lay that thing down after being thrown at with that first one. This one tailing in on him also, but able to redirect it and get the sacrifice bunt out of it to move that runner into scoring position. It's going to bring Brad Ausmus out for that pitching change.
Let's hold on to that Jose Cruz story. When we come back, Brad Ausmus with a new pitcher to face Martin Maldonado here with a runner in scoring position and one out. Ball, we have a new pitcher for the Angels. Today's baseball basics, baseball lingo. And talking about some terms used in the game as Ty Buttrey takes over to face Martin Maldonado.
I don't know if I've heard a word as much as I've heard the word banger as well. I hear 3-2 banger all the time coming from that dugout. I've also heard threw him a seatbelt. He buckled him.
Nice.
It's a good one.
Uncle Charlie comes out of there a lot.
Maldonado deep to left field. Gone! Martin Maldonado hits his 9th home run of the year, and he gives the Astros a 4-1 lead on a 2-run home run.
Machete with a revenge at bat against his old team, launching at 389 feet to left field. Oh, nothing like a hanging fastball. And Machete cuts right through it.
Now a bunt by Jake Marisnick foul. Martin Maldonado has 6 hits as an Astro in 36 at bats, and 3 of them are home runs.
Yeah, that ball was smashed. Big moment for it too. Create some separation after that pitching change.
That's a big blast for the Astros as they turn a 2-1 lead into a 4-1 lead. And now Jake bats with an 0-1 count after attempting a bunt. Takes that 98-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike.
There it is. Beautiful.
One and two the count.
Can I tell my fungo story?
Yeah, Jose Cruz.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in winter ball, and I've heard this from him originally, and then I heard it from other people who were telling it to kind of solidify the legend of Jose Cruz. Jake Marisnick goes down swinging. Because he's in winter ball, I don't know if he was struggling or if it was a bet, but he finally got frustrated enough to where he brought a fungo bat to the plate.
Come on.
Yeah, he just said, forget it. I can't get a hit with anything else. I'm taking a fungo bat up there. Guess what he did? He went deep. He hit a home run.
No way.
Yeah. And I've heard that from several different people. I didn't believe Cheo when Cheo can tell a story, man. I go, you did not hit a regular major league pitch out of the ballpark with a fungo, because I figured the thing would snap. It's so thin.
Yeah, the handle, for people who have not swung a fungo, the handle's very thin all the way up, almost to the barrel.
And there's just a little bit of a barrel at the end of it. And he went up there and hit a home run. And it's been confirmed. He's unbelievable. He's the best.
Yeah, he gets to stop in every once in a while. We get to see him around the ballpark. Great that the Astros, with their alumni living in the area, many of them, we get to see a Biz and a Baggy and a Cheo. A little soft serve pop up to the second baseman. Rengifo makes the play in the air, and the Astros add to their lead with Martin Maldonado making it 4-1 on a 2-run home run.
Messages, visit HoustonOpenGolf.com.
Sunday afternoon crowd here watching the Astros and the Angels wrap up this 3-game weekend series. Astros looking for a sweep, and they lead at 4-1 as we head to the 8th with Joe Smith, the new pitcher.
Makes sense at bottom line. 56% ground ball percentage with that 3/4 arm delivery. Fastball around 87 to 89. Also has a slider. Acts a little more like a frisbee, sweeping across the zone.
There's a ball ripped past Jose Altuve into right field. Mike Trout singles on the first pitch he sees. He's now 1 for 2 today and 7 for 33 on the season against the Astros. A leadoff base runner here in the 8th.
Ball's hit hard, and that's what Mike Trout does, 112 miles an hour off the bat.
Smith knows a lot of these Angels pretty well, like Trout. Joe pitched with the Angels in 2014, 15, and 16 out of their bullpen. Appeared in 184 games in those 3 seasons. As Shohei Ohtani fouls one back. Hector Rondon, a perfect 7th inning, and now Smith facing the 2-3-4 hitters here in the 8th. Smith got Ohtani looking at a called 3rd strike in last night's game when they matched up. On the ground towards Altuve. Goes to Bregman for 1. No chance to get Ohtani. Trout looks back. He kind of dug his knee into the dirt on that slide to avoid Bregman and kind of put a divot on the infield. Alex might have to do some repair work.
Turned into a lawn dart. Socks, pants, but you know what that is right there, TK?
What would that be?
Snow cone.
Yes, it would be. Here's Justin Upton. Upton 0 for 3, a double play and a couple of strikeouts. On the ground to Toro. 2nd for 1. Altuve turns the double play. 3rd double play turned by the Astros today. 2nd time around the horn. And Joe Smith, a shutout 8th inning. It's 4-1 Astros.
Hall of Fame Astros, the childhood cancer efforts of the Astros Foundation. TK?
All right, Julia, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels will go to their 4th pitcher of the day, and it is Taylor Cole who takes over.
He uses the nickname of the Minnesota Twins mascot. 42 2/3 innings pitched. He has a 5.48 ERA, and that whip is just above 1.5.
We need Baggy on the broadcast. Figure out why he's TC. Taylor Cole.
I'm going to give you my phone right now just in case he texts.
We had fun with Cole Calhoun with a K last night. Here's Brantley. Well, Michael's only had 1 official at bat today, and he's looking to try and extend a hitting streak. He grounded out his last time up into the shift. Angels elect not to shift him here. He walked his first 2 times up, and he takes a strike. 17-game hitting streak coming in. 1 shy of the 18-game streak that Yuli had earlier this year, which is the Astros' best in 2019. It'll be Brantley, Bregman, and Jordan trying to add to this 4-1 lead. There's a strike, and Michael down to the count 0-2. throws more changeups to lefties than fastballs. And there's a base hit over the head of Andrelton Simmons. Michael Brantley, an 18-game hitting streak, a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 8th.
It was a big at bat for Michael to keep that hitting streak going. Inside out this one. Hit that line drive over the shortstop's head. Gets himself a pinch runner. Probably has plenty of high fives in that dugout.
Continues to lead all of Major League hitters in hitting with 2 strikes and hitting behind the count. And he adds to that total with a 2-out, or with a 0-2 base hit to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Good for him.
It's absolutely incredible what he's been able to do with 2 strikes. There's a lot of things you can teach about hitting, contact, power, launch angle, whatever you want to say or whatever you want to call it. But hitting with 2 strikes, you've just got to understand the strike zone and have so much trust in your hands and belief in your ability.
He has been everything as advertised plus some. What a fun first year to watch Michael Brantley do his thing with the Houston Astros. Miles Straw pinch running, Alex Bregman at the plate. Oh, we wondered if AJ would go back to Roberto Osuna after he gave him the off day yesterday. And for now, the answer is yes, although he does have Devo warming as well. Chris Davinsky on the left side, Osuna with the multicolored shoes on the right side. 3-run game. We'll probably see Osuna 4 or more. Devo would probably be in there. Straw has a really big lead over at first. Taylor Cole's going to check him over there. Only 8 hits combined in this game. With that hit by Brantley, the Astros have 5. The Angels have just 3. Alex Bregman looking for his first hit, and he's also looking to extend the streak. It's not a hitting streak, but it's an 18-game streak of reaching base. Now George and Michael and Josh Reddick can share a laugh. That ball's hit hard. Fair ball down the left field line. That's going to head towards the corner. Straw with his speed heading to third. He'll be waved in. No chance. Straw scores easily. RBI double by Alex Bregman. It's 5-1.
Short, quick stroke. Leads to another extra base hit for Alex Bregman. Just drop the head on it, tear it down that third baseline into the corner, and then just go ahead and watch. I know it says Straw on his back, but there's next year it's got to be Flash or Devo. For his imitation.
I just think it should be the emoji with a lightning bolt.
I don't like the way that.
Go ahead. You don't like the way that.
I'm just watching. I'm very appreciative of Alex Bregman being a professional right there. That was a full body block on a guy diving back into the bag. I don't like it. I like Andrelton Simmons. I like the way he plays the game, but I did not like that. Totally unnecessary.
Yordan Alvarez takes a pitch upstairs for a ball. Yordan has an RBI today on a ground out. He's also drawn a walk and bounced back to the pitcher. But he could pick up another steak here.
Oh yeah, steaks. We love steaks.
He's got 58 ribeyes. in 59 games this season.
Attaboy, TK. That's why you're here.
He has been enjoying his time at the big league level with a lot of steaks.
Yeah, he hasn't gone hungry, has he?
No, he hasn't. Straw went first to home in 10.8 seconds. And now after a 3-0 count, Jordan's going to get intentionally walked to get to the hottest hitter on the planet for the last 2 months.
All right, so go back to Straw. What'd you just say? He just
10.08 seconds first to home. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Especially in that white uniform. It's just a white flash going across the screen.
No doubt. White lightning. Here's LaPina.
Ooh.
Yuli's 1 for 3 today. Well, Alex just drove in his 90th run of the year. Yuli's got 91. They're in a good little battle for the race to 100 for this team. Maggie brought up a good point yesterday in the broadcast, is that 2017 team had an RBI leader for the season of 90 when Marwin Gonzalez led the team with 90 runs batted in. It's going to be, there's already 2 guys that are at 90. Brantley will get past 90, you would think. George has an opportunity to do the same. This ball in the center field. On comes Trout, and he will make the play. Now he drops the baseball. The play at second. Jordan beats the throw. Everybody safe.
Sinking line drive. And Mike Trout trying to make the shoestring catch. Got jammed, fought it off. Trying to catch it at the shoe tops, trying to hold on to that snow cone, but he dropped it. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable how close that was to being a great catch by Mike Trout. Jordan Alvarez hustling into second base is a big reason why everybody is safe out there.
Keeps holding his right elbow since that throw came in. I'm not sure if the ball hit him, but he's been holding that right elbow ever since the play at second.
That's not good.
Yuli given a base hit on that. Bases are loaded.
All he's worried about is if he can swing. Sliding in.
Oh.
Yeah, clipped that elbow.
That ball's drilled into right field, and that's down for a hit. Abraham Toro with his first Major League RBI. It is 6-1. Toro with a single on the right.
Another milestone for Abraham Toro in the big leagues, getting that first RBI. Picked a great time to do it. The bases were juiced. Stayed on that pitch and hit a nice line drive into right center field for that RBI hit.
But now the guy wearing the Mr. Irrelevant jersey for Players Weekend can be very relevant. He's already got an RBI single to give the Astros a 2-1 lead. And he's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice his last time up. And it gets away. Down the line comes Jordan. The plate, safe. Jordan Alvarez scores to make it 7-1 Astros.
Good hustle by the big man. Some intuitive baseball too. You got to be able to anticipate that ball in the dirt in order to make some of those plays at home plate. And with that ball skating past Kevin Smith, watch Jordan. Got to anticipate that ball and then go with that first instinct. He did, and it paid off. Wasn't it Kevin Smith back in Anaheim that was having issues catching that baseball? There were a couple of passed balls that led to some 90 feet being taken by the Houston Astros in that series. You might have been off that series. You haven't been to Anaheim in forever.
I have not been to Anaheim this year. That's a fair ball. He is very relevant. He is not Mr. Irrelevant. His first multi-hit game since all the way back in July. Last time he had a multi-hit game was July 14th, and he is relevant with 3 RBIs and 2 hits today for Josh Reddick.
And here comes the Astros offense. My goodness, just laying in wait. Now they're laying it on them. They see the daylight of an off day tomorrow, and everybody hustling. Good for Josh, man.
A 5-run bottom half of the 8th inning. Reddick has driven in 3 today. And here's Martin Maldonado. He made it a 4-1 game with a 2-run home run last time. This time he bounces one to Fletcher, and Martin is the first out of this inning after the first 6 reach base. Single, double, walk, single, double. Wild pitch in the mix. Taylor Cole is going to be out there for this inning. Nobody warming in the Angels bullpen.
Yeah, it has spiraled out of control. Mike Trout did his best on that sinking line drive from Yuli Gurriel. That would have been a big out in the situation, even though it would have given up a run. But without that catch, just extending this inning.
Jake Marisnick 0 for 3 today.
And I'm not kidding about that day off. Not everybody on that team has that Todd Callis or Julia Morales type schedule where you get the days off after a tough road trip. These guys want that day off tomorrow.
Quick, I've got an update for you. We found Reddick's swing. It's inside this bat box. So whatever bat he's been using today, George Springer was likely the one to help him out, but held up that empty bat box that says Reddick swing inside. It's been found.
It takes a village.
It's been a while since we heard from Reddick post-game, Julia.
I can't wait.
Plummer, meanwhile, was blowing us up for taking days off.
Yeah, you're the only ones not looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
You need another day off there, Pumpkin?
Plummer went 17 games in 17 days. How you feeling?
I'm tired. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't even think I have any volleyball matches to go to.
No?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I do.
The whole team's here, so we'll find out.
I know, seriously.
But yeah, we have all the scheduled same amount of days off, I believe, and not in terms of which games we take, but the number of games. And we're done. We're good the rest of the way. No more days off for anybody. Yeah. Julia, no more days off. You, no more days off.
No. And you know what? It was kind of funny. I think it was the second game of the Detroit series when I was working with Eschenfelder. I wore my Masters tie to remind me why I was working those games. I was working those games because I took the days off to go to the Masters. So
good trade-off.
Yeah, it really was.
Good trade-off. Jake Marisnick down to the count 1-2 and chops it foul. But AJ saying before the game that his team really needed the breather tomorrow. He said these guys have been grinding, and this is a team that is looking to go to 6-1 on this homestand and continue to play brilliant baseball at home against the division. They've only lost 2 games all year against the AL West, which is hard to imagine as we approach September.
A lot going on, but we are going to reveal that Astro presented by Nissan, Rocky Mountain High exclusive club. Not my cousin. Who is it? Of course, Vinny K. Vinny Castilla, 239 career home runs with the Rockies. 2001, he had 20 home runs for the Houston Astros, and he managed the Mexico team in the World Baseball Classic, and one of the better teammates of all time. He had some baseball lingo. If you hit it to the gap, he called it cabbage instead of gabbage. Yeah.
So Vinny had his own way of.
Yeah, throw it in the window.
Yeah.
You know, throw it where the first baseman can catch it, in the window.
Tube takes one outside. It's 1-1. We haven't really had many opportunities to talk about can of corn. There haven't really been many fly balls today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not used a lot, I don't feel, on our shows, but can of corn is just an easy fly ball that's caught. And the story that I've heard is way back in the day, some of these store owners would put the extra cans of corn up on the high shelves. One of the employees would either get on the ladder or have some kind of stick of some kind to be able to pull the can of corn down, but somebody had to be waiting at the bottom to catch it. So they'd pull it off the shelf, drop it down there. One of the employees would catch it, and they said, hey, it's just like catching a can of corn.
I like it.
Nice and easy.
Pitch away. It's 2-2. Well, the good news for AJ is that Roberto Osuna, who's been used extensively recently, got to sit down with his 5-run outburst in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And Debo will be the pitcher that comes in for the 9th. Altuve pops one foul. That could be a can of corn for a fan.
Nope.
No play is made. There's Debo. The high stirrups. The flashy shoes. Debo's got his own look on this Players Weekend.
Tell you what, how clean is Josh Miller right here?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, white shoes.
Miller time.
He could have just borrowed Baggy's watch.
Yeah. You guys definitely accessorized better than me last night.
It's all about the pieces of flair.
Three and 2 the count to Altuve. Jose is 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored his first time up. He reaches base. Miles Straw came on to pinch run to start this inning. We'll get an at bat. That ball's drilled deep to left field. Altuve has matched his career high with his 24th home run of the year. The Astros pouring it on in this inning. It's now 11-1.
Wow. That ball was stepped on. What I mean by that is watch the front foot get down and then turn. Altuve using that power to launch this one over the Crawford boxes in left field. Man, oh man.
Altuve hit 24 in 2016, 24 again in 2017. And now, for the 3rd time in 4 years, he has hit 24 home runs, but I have a feeling you will not stop there.
No, he's got plenty left. So does Alex Bregman, setting career highs.
Gurriel's already got a career high. Bregman's got a career high. Altuve matches his career high. Michael Brantley is 1 shy of his career high. Miles Straw batting with a 2-0 count. Very rude of some of these fans to leave after the Altuve home run. They don't want to see Straw hit.
Yeah, seriously.
3-0. Straw's like, hey, throw me a bone here on dog day at the ballpark. A lot of fans watched Altuve's home run and said, that's enough. We've seen it all. 11-1 Astros, a 7-run bottom of the 8th. And Straw draws a 4-pitch walk. Again, nobody warming for the Angels, so Taylor Cole's going to have to wear this one for Brad Ausmus. And his catcher, Kevin Smith, just going to give him a little time to catch his breath here.
So Altuve hitting that home run with a round bat. He hit that round ball perfectly. We call that squared up. Makes sense.
Yeah. Now we're going to get a little mound visit here. Nobody warming, so Doug White, the pitching coach, either going to just say, I'll give you more time to catch your breath, or is there another guy who could possibly throw here that's currently in the field? I don't think so. Julia, how's the search for Reddick's swing?
Well, after Josh came back into the dugout, he spoke with George for a second. George decided to go get the bat, conserve it, protect it, put it back in the box. It is safe, and it will be ready for the next game. Even taping it up.
George knows that the Astros are still batting, right? There's still a
Yeah,
chance.
he's gonna have to come back and get that thing.
So this is all George is doing the whole day?
Oh, yeah. This is what happens when George has a day off.
Yeah, he's got the day off.
Good for Josh. Good for Michael to extend his hitting streak. Good for Tuve to get to his career high 24th home run, matching his previous mark. And good for Springer to just be Springer. 2-0.
He's good at that.
He is good at that. 2-0 the count to Alex Bregman. All of a sudden, Taylor Cole's missed with 6 straight. Bregman already has an RBI double in this inning. It was Reddick after his first hit. I did that all myself. Josh is great. Reddick was 2 for 19 on the homestand before today, and today he's 2 for 3. There's a strike. Alex on the day, the RBI double last time, 1 for 4. Now up to 25 runs batted in during this stretch where he's reached 19 straight games. That ball in the air to right center. Goodwin will make the play, and that'll do it. But 7 runs cross the plate. The Astros have scored 9 the last 2 innings and lead it 11-1 headed to the 9th.
Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
9th inning baseball. Astros trying to close out a sweep of the Angels. And they'll have Chris Davinsky on the mound to try and get the final 3 outs.
It's good to see Devo out there. Saw him last night pitch. Did a very good job in going 2/3 of an inning. Walked 1, struck out 1, and took his luggage home.
Devo will face Albert Pujols, Andrelton Simmons, and Brian Goodwin here in the 9th inning. And Pujols takes one inside. Albert 0 for 3 today. Pujols in this series had a couple of hits here on Friday night, went 2 for 4. Last night went 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. And today 0 for 3. All-time leader in home runs and runs batted in against the Astros in franchise history. Devo misses upstairs, 2-1. Astros trying to win for the 21st time in the last 24 home games. It's 3-1. Framber Valdez, 6 innings of 2-hit, 1-run baseball. Walked 5, hit 2, struck out 8. Hector Rondon, a perfect 7th inning. Joe Smith used a double play to get through the 8th. Now Devo on in the 9th. Long run for Straw. This ball hits the roof and will be a foul ball, as Pujols sent one up in the rafters. Alex struggling with the new netting to get one into the crowd. This ball playable. Straw, who pinch ran for Michael Brantley, will make his first play in left field. Don't forget, after the game, the post-game show presented by Whataburger. An eventful day for Framber Valdez. Worked through a lot of traffic for the first 11 batters he faced, and then kind of locked it in from there. Astros bat scoring 9 runs in the last 2 innings. And we'll get post-game interviews with number 7, Julia Morales, after the game. How about Michael Brantley playing the entire game, 8 innings worth, and not touching a baseball? And then Miles Straw comes in, 1 batter, fly ball to left. I mean, Brantley didn't make a play on a base hit or a fly ball for 8 innings.
kind of odd.
I think it's even odder that Straw comes in and,
I've had days at third base. It would just be bizarre to stand over there for 9 innings and just contribute nothing other than throwing the ball back to the pitcher.
There's Uncle Mike. Kept that hitting streak going. He's probably hanging out not too far from George.
Or far away.
Yeah, one or the other. They're either right next to each other or as far apart. There they are.
Oh, yeah. You knew they'd be right next to each other.
That's fun. Julia gave us some insight into what their conversations were like right before the All-Star break. She sat him down for an interview. I believe it was in Colorado, Julia? Or is she still with us?
That's definitely one of my favorite interviews ever. Changing tires with those two. Should be a show.
It could have a show, right?
They really could. George has so much energy. He just bounces around Michael Brantley, screaming Uncle Mike over and over for everything.
There's, here's a pop-up to Toro, and he'll have a play in foul territory. There's 2 away. One of them is like high-octane, high-energy, nonstop. The other guy's completely chill.
It works perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
They are so tight. Everyone knows the story of the changing tires. They carpool together, so they spend a large amount of time during the day, obviously at the ballpark, but for the commute as well, they like each other.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Brian Goodwin. I don't know what Devo does after he finishes the 9th inning because there's really nowhere to take the luggage. You kind of wait for the line to get to you. I guess he can carry it, but there's really no place to go.
Yeah, true.
Maybe Miles Straw can carry in the luggage from left. There's a ball down and in. That's a reference to Miles Straw giving us one of the best imitations in the history of the Astros earlier this season when he imitated Devo on the mound. Tried to get him to chase the changeup. It's down. It's 2-1. With the Astros leading 11-1, they get this final out. They'll have the best record in the American League. The Yankees will play the LA Dodgers tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Those two teams came in, the Yankees and the Astros, tied for the best record, and Brian Goodwin hits one into the second deck to make it an 11-2 game. Goodwin hits his 13th home run of the year. And the fans quickly throw the ball back onto the field. That's why you hear them cheering. Goodwin scores the first run for the Angels since the 2nd inning when Simmons hit a home run.
Good pitch to hit.
This ball into left center field. Straw converges with Jake Marisnick. Jake puts it away, and the Astros win this one 11-2. They sweep the Los Angeles Angels. They have won 6 of the first 7 games on this homestand, and Blummer, that's quite a way to go into the off day.
Yeah, these guys deserve it. They played hard. They saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and now they get a chance to regroup before Tampa Bay comes into town. But a great all-around effort, and this is what we expect from the Astros. High run support. How about Framber Valdez doing a great job of corralling himself and getting a little bit deeper in this game to protect that bullpen, but it was really the offense that protected that bullpen by getting a 9-run lead.
Good way to head out of town, or head out into the off day. He'll stay in town for a 3-game series beginning Tuesday. Astros win 11-2. Back with more, including the post-game show after this.